Hey there, everybody. This is MegaTrain. Welcome back to Project Ozone LIte. And you might notice things are a little bit different here on my farm. I've expanded it from a single story to 4 stories using all 4 of the automatic farmers that I've made. Let me show you a little bit about what I've done here. The growth crystals, I still only have 2. We might try to fix that this episode, but I've still only got 2. But I've moved them in between the first and second, and then the third and fourth stories, and they have enough range so that they should be helping both layers. So that's helping as much as possible. Also, if I look at what's in the farming station here, instead of individually planting just handfuls of random seeds, you can put a different seed into each of these quadrants here and lock them in. And the planter itself will plant only in that quadrant. So I have emerald seeds in one corner and draconium seeds in a different corner and nether quartz and inferium. And basically it will continue, if you lock these, it will continue to keep these sort of cordoned off and proportioned here. So I've spread all of my different materials out on these different on these floors. I think that I have more. I had a little bit more room than I did seeds, so I planted some extra emerald seeds up here on the top. We've got 2 additional quadrants of emerald seeds up here on the top. So there are some things that we'd still like to improve here, though. I keep having to come back and replace these diamond hose, so we're going to come up with a solution that takes care of that problem. You can see that I've also piped the output of the farm into this storage array here. So basically on the left-hand side has a priority of 5. And some of these are full. This Inferium Essence drawer is completely full. I've intentionally not put any upgrades in here because everything else is going to go into this ender chest and go back into my normal circulation. So I've got plenty of Inferium. I've also got plenty of this fertilized essence, and this is going to be useful for my fertilization cores, which are used for my watering cans. So that was one of the extra pieces that we needed to finish that range of challenges. We'll be doing that today as well. So I've kind of divided my output into 2 layers here. The top set of these quad drawers is basically the Inferium, the item essence itself. And the bottom set is all the extra seeds. So in addition to the 32 extra that are in the farming station itself, and in addition to everything that's planted, these are all the extra seeds that have been produced by the farms. Fortunately, there is a way to use these. You can actually put them into what's called a seed reprocessor. And we might be doing that today as well. It requires a few things that take a little work to get. But we can make some seed reprocessors to take our extra seeds and turn them back into essence. Because above a certain point, I don't need 1,000 emerald seeds. Those just go to waste. A couple of these, though, you'll notice are 0 because anything that I can immediately turn into something useful, I am. So I've got a crafting station over here on the right-hand side, and this actually has a higher priority than my drawers. So any nether quartz essence that comes in here immediately gets turned into nether quartz. Same thing with emerald essence, draconium, and Certus quartz. So Certus quartz is about the only one that I'm going to do something a little bit different with. The Certus quartz obviously can be to make Certus quartz crystals, but it can also be used for a few of these other items for inscribers that we'll be using to build our ME system. So we'll set some of those aside and build those. But the other one that's in here is the wood essence. Now, wood essence can actually be used to make any of the different wood types, including dark oak wood. And if you combine it with nature essence, it can make all these different saplings. The truth is I don't need a ton of different woods here, so what I've done is I've actually made 2 recipes here, one for oak and one for spruce. I was a little curious about how it would actually work. Is like, okay, would it do 50-50? Would it always do the oak on the top and only sometimes do the spruce on the bottom? I'm finding that it makes oak about twice as often as it makes spruce when the essence comes in. So all of the outputs to these crafters don't have drawer slots. Those go straight into our ender chest to get absorbed into our other system. Only exception, of course, as you can see, is these draconium ingots. We do not have a drawer for those over in our main system. This is not used for anything at the moment. I was using these to actually separate out some of my seeds so that I could see how that worked in preparation for setting up some seed reprocessors. So I have just a couple of solar panel 4s up here. They're keeping up with the power needs pretty well, even though we've got four farming stations, each with a double layer capacitor. So it uses 600 RF per tick each one, which is really why it's definitely helpful that I've gotten these solar panels up to this high level. So as I said, the one thing that we're going to start with is getting a better solution than our diamond hose. So let's go back to our main island, and I'll show you how we're going to take care of that. So one way to increase the use of our hoe is to add unbreaking, but a vanilla unbreaking really is just going to only extend that timetable. So what we really want is to use a tinker's tool and to add these reinforcement modifiers. So this is kind of how to do unbreaking on tinker's tools. So it adds a chance to not consume durability, and it stacks with previous levels of reinforced. But you need a whole bunch of available modifiers to apply these. So for example, my pickaxe only has 2 modifiers available because I've added the silk touch modifier, I've added redstone to get speed modifiers, I've changed this in a couple different ways. My Matic, though, does have enough. It has 7 modifiers just because I've been using it a lot. You gain that over time. But the trick that we're going to be taking advantage of here is by making paper Matics. A paper Matic only has a durability of 6, which makes it almost useless, but it has 5 modifier slots. And that's going to be enough to get us up to Unbreakable to make these things permanent. So I need to make several more of the necessary pieces here for my Matics. So I'm going to do 4 total. And we'll combine them on our table here. Nope, that's a hatchet. There we go. Now the other piece that we need here is we need these reinforcement modifiers. So these are basically just obsidian around some sort of a cast. And there's no reason to use any of these actual useful casts. All you need to do is just basically put gold flat onto the table with nothing on it. And it'll make what are called these blank casts. So I've got plenty of these in here. These use up a ton of obsidian. If I need this many of them, but we will make as many as we can and show you how to use them here. So all I need to do is put this stack of reinforcement modifiers here. So each one is going to increase the reinforcement level by 1. So this is reinforced 1 time. This will now have a reinforcement level of 2. And I can do this. Reinforcement 4 and Unbreakable. So there we go. I'm going to do that to all of these, and we'll be able to have Unbreakable hose. All right, we'll get this last one in place here. And we won't have to worry about that part anymore. So we now have 2 ingredients that we're going to use to build out our watering cans. So every single one of these upper level watering cans requires these theoretical infinite water sources, which we can just make with the water essence that we now have. And also these inferium fertilization cores, which will go up from there. So we'll need one of these to make the inferium. We'll also need one of these to go up to the next level to the prudentum fertilization core, so it kind of chains on itself that way. The one hitch that we're going to hit here is we're going to reach a point where to make the superium watering can, we actually need a reinforced watering can, and the reinforced watering can we need refined obsidian ingots. So we do not have those yet. What we need is an osmium compressor. And to make an osmium compressor, we need these control circuits, which are made in a metallurgic infuser. So we're going to get started with this set of achievements. It is under the the mechanism revolution here. And start working out a few of these so that we can make all of our watering cans. I think I have what I need here. Most of these mechanism machineries actually start with a steel casing. So we'll make a couple of those actually. And the metallurgic infuser also needs some iron furnaces. So I'll make a couple of those. And I'll keep the rest of my iron. There we go. Got that quest. We're going to make sort of a new area over here. I haven't torn down my other powered area over there, but we'll build this one here. Let me put it up higher, actually. Put it up there. We will power it. I'm actually going to run the power behind. So we're having other things will power as well. But the idea here is that we can put one material into this slot and infuse that material into something else. So if we put iron into here, it'll make one of the materials that we'll need later on. An enriched alloy. So the osmium compressor that we need, has its own steel casing, but it uses these enriched alloys, which are made from the redstone and the iron ingot. It also has these advanced control circuits, which were made from basic control circuits, which are redstone and osmium ingots. So All right, we'll pull out these enriched alloys. We'll throw some osmium in here to use up the rest of our redstone. So that'll make 13 of the, what are they called? 13 of the basic control circuits. While that's working, let's go ahead and see what we've got so far. So metallurgic infuser complete. Enriched core. First level of circuits. We also had previously finished the steel production. That just kicked into place now. We'll claim that. I also saw that it enabled this lower level of my other quest line. Elorium and steel. We'll claim that. So the osmium compressor uses the advanced control circuit, which is this basic control circuit, and the enriched alloy. We need 2 of those, actually. Got the next level complete. We'll claim that. And I think that's enough to make our osmium compressor. Oh, we just need a couple buckets. There we go. We will power this thing up. And to get our watering can, we need to sort of go a few different directions here. So refined obsidian ingot, we need to use the osmium compressor with refined obsidian dust and osmium ingot. The refined dust comes from the metallurgic infuser, from diamonds and obsidian powder. So this obsidian powder, I think we can just put obsidian into our sag mill. Let's see if that works. Yep, that works. We'll I don't need a whole stack of that or anything, but I'll put a bit more of that in here. So this time we need diamonds on the left here. Does that work? All right, hold on. How do we use this? Pressed diamond, diamond dust. So diamond dust or compressed diamond. So compressed diamond, I need an enrichment chamber, which I don't have, but I can make diamond dust. As a matter of fact, I have some leftover diamond dust that I made accidentally. So we're going to throw this in here. I'm going to throw the pulverized obsidian in there. There we go. Get the refined obsidian dust. Now we can put that in here. To make our refined obsidian ingots. I believe that I have everything I need to make all my watering cans all the way up to this premium watering can. So a lot of initial materials. I don't know exactly how much of each of these I'll need. I just grabbed a bunch of extra. But these are sort of all the miscellaneous extra materials that I'll need. And plenty of mana-infused ingots and prosperity shards. Into base ingots. And 3 of them into individual nuggets, because we're going to need some theoretical infinite water sources. I think we ultimately need 5 theoretical infinite water sources. I'll make one extra because I've got it. And now we can start moving up the chain. Each of the different watering cans needs these fertilization cores. So I'm going to start crafting these up. I need to start with 5 of these because each one of those will then be used to the next level to Prudentum. So I'll do 4 of those and 1 Supremium. There we go. We'll get our Inferium watering can, but we'll go up a level from there and make this tin watering can. Can go up to here, make the Prudentum ingots. I need to get more of that. Actually, how many do I need? 4 more. Alright, we got our Prudentum watering can now. I should be getting some achievements here. There we go. Part 3, Part 4. And we can use this to make the Part 5. We've got to make these intermediate ingots. There we go. We got our intermediate watering can. We can use this to make the reinforced watering can. This is where we needed our refined ingots. And our Supremium, we need all of that. That is not enough. I need more. Is that going to be enough? I don't think that is going to be enough. Alright, I need some more Supremium to get all these up to Supremium ingots. Let me go get that. I had barely enough Inferium back on my island to make enough Supremium essence to get to my highest level here. But that should do it. And that should give us our top level of watering can achievements. We'll gather those in a second. The highest one here's got something called an imaginary time block, which makes your crops grow crazy fast, but it is way out of reach for us at this point. So these watering cans can make your crops go really, really fast. Before we wrap up this episode, there's a couple of additional mechanism machines that we can make real quick. One is the crusher. That requires steel casing as well, so we'll make a couple of these. Don't need that many. And the crusher uses a couple of our basic control circuits and some lava buckets. The other one is the enrichment chamber. Almost the same recipe, except it uses just iron ingots on the sides. So enrichment chamber there and crusher there. We'll get some power connected to these things. There's a few different things these are useful for. One is that we can enrich something like diamond. And normally when we put a diamond into our metallurgic infuser, it basically can power one item. If we put it in the enrichment chamber first, we get this compressed formula. And that compressed formula then gives us the equivalent of 8 diamond. So that is definitely handy. Let's grab these achievements here. So we got the Crusher. There we go. Underneath that, we can actually do this one real quick as well. So we can make compressed carbon, redstone, diamond, and obsidian. We'll put a redstone in there. The compressed obsidian, of course, comes from... it comes from the refined obsidian dust. Carbon just comes from coal. That's easy enough. Got one of those. We'll get one of those. Did we keep? We didn't keep one of those, but we can make one easily enough in here. Get one of our enriched obsidian. The refined one. There we go. There's the compressed carbon. And there we go. So let's go ahead and I will claim all of my watering cans here as well, and then we'll open them up. All right, we got a pile of loot chests here. Let's open them up and see what we get. Ring of experience. Nah. Chance cubes. Creative modifiers. Ooh, that is very cool. Blaze charm. Nah. Compact giants chance cubes. I like those. More chance cubes. Spider charm. Carrots. Black lotus. That will come in handy next episode. Nature cores. Wyvern cores. That's very, very good. More 64 ME storage components. I got a lot of those. Industrial grade graphite ore. Excellent. And a zombie charm. So not too bad. Not too bad. This one especially. This one is very, very good. Some chance cubes. So we'll definitely make some good use of that stuff. Thanks for watching. I think next time we will probably try to start Botania and get some good resources from that. Maybe use that to get some of our additional growth crystals for our farm. But thanks for watching, and we will see you next time.